Hello everybody! Today I'm bringing you this gorgeous photo of my grandson from his newborn shoot. I did not do these pictures. The photographer that my stepson and daughter-in-law use is just amazing. So I know I want to do a little bit of journaling on this layout, and that's what that card is going to do, but I also want some background paper here for the photo. I want to keep this layout as simple as I can just because the photo is so beautiful and it's so white, but I do need a little bit of color. So I am going to use that sheet of paper right there for my mat for the photo. And that photo is the Bella Boulevard Cute Baby Boy collection, and it's the Play With Me paper. It's a really pretty polka dot, and the polka dots are a brown color. They're actually not like gray or black. They're just really cute. So I'm overcutting that paper. The cardstock that I'm using is Basil, and it's Basil white. That's pretty much the only cardstock I use. I tend to get it at Michael's just because it's easy and, you know, more inexpensive there. So now I really like that separation from the background, and I have the pack of paper pieces, which is what they call their die cuts, sitting right next to me on my left there. So I pulled those two banners from that pack. Excuse me, need a little coffee there this morning. Anyway, I pulled the banners from the pack there, and now I'm just looking at more like embellishments and what do I use for a journaling card. I do like that tag there, but not quite sure what I'm going to do, and I'm trying to decide where to put my journaling card there. And I decided, or I'm thinking about at this point, about doing some hidden journaling on this layout, not because there's anything specific that I don't want to share, but just because for the actual design of the layout, I think it would be better if I didn't have a journaling card. I really want all the focus to be on that photo, and that is what's going to happen in the end here. So, you know, I'm kind of toying with where do I put this, and that's not quite where it's going to end up, but I am thinking about that. And again, I'm looking at some more papers for maybe cutting the card up. They're cutting up to do some journaling on. I'm also looking at, I think I need one more heart there, and what I did is I used another heart that I had already punched just to get the size for this, and I decided that, yep, like I thought, that other heart was too small. So I punched this heart to go with the one from the die cut pack, or the paper pieces pack from Cute Baby Boy. And that paper that I'm using is from Bella Boulevard Sweet Sweet Spring. It's called Easy Breezy, and that's a Marvy Uchida punch. I don't remember what size that punch is. It's pretty old. And then the other thing that I have there in the upper right corner are some enamel hearts. They're brand new from Bella Boulevard. They're not going to make it on this layout, but they're just really cool, and they come in a multicolor pack, or they come in just solid colors that match the Bella Boulevard colors. So they come from their Illustrated Faith collection, which is their really Bible journaling. That's how that collection started, their Bible journaling collection, but I just think they're really great. So I ordered those bluey turquoise ones, and I also have the green ones. So now I'm again trying to decide how to do that journaling card. I didn't like just the tiny bit, so the 3-inch part of the 3x4 card sticking out. So I'm playing with maybe making it the 4-inch, and now I switched that tab, which is going to be at the top of that card, to the side, and I really like how that ends up. And so now what I'm doing, and this is more off camera than I thought it was, sorry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put, there we go, That's right. I did realize that it was going to be off camera. So what I did there is I just put the journaling card down on the paper, and I'm taping with my ATG all around it so it will seal around the card but not where the card is. And I did put the card all the way behind the paper there. You can see that. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll actually let the card show like the top edge of the card, but in this case I really thought it distracted from the design of this layout versus adding to it. I just like the simplicity of the tab, so that's what I'm doing there. And I'm playing that the photo block is going to be justified way to the left there, and then the banners up on the top right are going to actually balance that cluster. So that's really what they're for. And I just got a little bit of ATG glue below that tab there, so I rubbed it off. That's one of the nice things about the ATG is if you get extra glue somewhere, you can just rub it off. It helps me a lot. Like if I have put the glue on the wrong side of paper before, and you know, and it's still okay. And you can, as you can see here, you can move things around even after you've taped it down. It's actually fairly forgiving. Now I will tell you too, because this is a textured cardstock, it is a little bit more forgiving on the textured cardstock than it is on pattern paper, but you can still move it on pattern paper. You do have to be careful, and you know, I always am careful sort of in the direction I tear. So what I'll do is I'll tear towards the center, or take it off towards the center instead of just pulling totally like across a picture. I don't know if that makes sense, but so that if any paper comes off, it comes off towards the center. And now I just glued down those two hearts, the one from the Paper Pieces pack and the other one that I just punched. And unlike what I usually do, a lot of times what I would have done there is I would have popped up that second heart on a little bit of foam tape to add some dimension. But again, I really wanted to keep the focus of this layout on the photo. I will add dimension with the title, and you'll see that. But everything is staying pretty flat here. I'm just checking the banners. Isn't it funny, you watch yourself and it's like I had to make sure it was in exactly the right place. So this little guy was 2 weeks old on Monday. This is good. Well, I'm recording this on a Wednesday. He was 2 weeks old that Monday. So by the time this goes up, he'll probably be 3 or 4 weeks old. One of the things I do is I actually schedule my videos so that I don't have to worry about uploading not going well or that kind of a thing. So I'm usually at least about a week ahead with what's going to go up on my channel. So now I'm looking at different alphas here, and I pulled these thickers, but as I'm looking at it, it's a little bit too much towards the aqua. And then I remembered, and I knew I had a blue alpha, but I couldn't find it. And then I ran and I grabbed it. So I'm going to pull down or pull out my wax paper there so I can actually do this title. And the cool part is I haven't used very much of these. Well, I don't think I've used this at all. So it's really nice. Actually, I have used this because I was actually missing an M, or I was missing a W of all letters, I think. And so I ended up using an M here. And I know what the problem was. So I forget because it's been about a week since I taped. Not even a week, it was over the weekend. But anyway, what ended up happening is there's 2 sheets, and if you look at that, the second sheet is a lot darker than the first sheet. And that W, look at how dark that W appears compared to the rest of the alpha. And because this was such a, and it's true about the whole, see, I'm showing you there. Look at the difference in the color here between the first and the second sheet, which is just awful. So what I did, because there would have only been one letter from that second from the second page, I ended up using an M upside down, and even though it's not a W, it looks just fine because the color was perfect for this, but that's really kind of upsetting that that was packaged like that. So I guess because this layout is very simple, really, in general, there's not a lot on there to call your attention away from things, I didn't want to use the two colors. I've done that before where I've mixed, like, I've had more than one package of thickers and they're a little bit off, and I'll mix them if A, the layout isn't quite as simple, and B, if I have, more importantly, that I have more than one letter from both sheets in there, and I didn't, and it just stuck out like a sore thumb. And I really wanted this whole layout to be very soft and sweet because it's called Sweet Face. And then what I'm doing here is I'm grabbing the asterisks from the thickers pack, and what that's doing is that's just bringing a little bit of dimension into each of the clusters, and it's bringing a little bit of the alpha for a little bit of a different texture into each of the clusters. And now I've pulled out my journaling card here. The journaling on here that is going to be hidden isn't anything that's sensitive that I don't want seen. It's just really totally for the design process that I'm checking that I'm doing that. So what I'm doing here is I'm testing a brown pen just because the polka dots on that sheet, remember, are brown, and I'm using my new American Crafts Precision pen in brown. It's 0.05. So what I'm going to do in this journaling is this is a darling photo of Miles's face, which is my grandson's name. You'll see that in a couple of layouts. What I'm going to talk about, other than the fact that he is so really cute, is he has this expression on his face with his eyebrows. His eyebrows are sort of knit together and he looks very concerned about the world. And that is exactly the expression that his 3-year-old brother makes and has made since the day he was born. I saw it on his face the day he was born, and his older brother still makes that face. So part of what I've done in this layout is talk about that sweet face of his. So I just put a little love you on there, and on the little tab, and I believe, and I've got the layout right here so I can double check it. I think I actually dated it. Yeah, I actually date it on the journaling card. I really make sure I get a date on all of my layouts because, trust me, you forget what the dates are as I'm looking at older pictures that are 20 years old and trying to scrap them on occasion. You forget, and if those layouts ever get separated from the books, in the order that they are in the books, at least I know there's a date on each of the layouts. So, and it would also help other people date them. So I'm just about done here. There will be an entire shot of this, a still shot, and then detail shots as well. Hope you are all well, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.